Hello, and welcome to High Roller's Uncharted territory. Chris Trott is wearing some ridiculous sunglasses and can't see shit.
But I've got audio-based shades!
Does that actually come up on the camera?
It actually
does.
It's better on the camera.
Yeah. We hope that you enjoyed that very special episode of Yogg's Quest 6, I think it is. They're going to be playing every Friday from this point onwards, as I think. No, it's 6.
No way.
I've heard Lewis say Yogg's Quest 6. I'm going with that. He's the guy. He's the man. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's going to be playing every Friday, so they'll be doing the same thing again next week where the Chilluminati guys are going to finish a bit early, they're going to play the episode, and it's going to run straight into us. If you're new, welcome to High Roller's Uncharted territory. This is a spin-off series that we're doing in association with Wizards of the Coast for their upcoming module, The Tomb of Annihilation, which is going to be coming out in September. It's actually this month it's coming out. Very soon. If you've not seen any before, today's episode won't make a lick of sense, so you might want to check out some of the previous ones, but it should be still a lot of fun. Lots of death traps and doom to deal with today.
Doom.
Yes, it's good, lots of doom.
Lots of doom.
I'll take these off now, it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, that's a shame. Give them to Kim.
I've turned them off.
Because it's good that you've got them off, Chris Trott, because now I can tell you all about Dungeons & Dragons fun you can watch on Twitch every week.
Not one stream every single day.
Every day, Monday to Friday.
Go on.
I will. On Mondays, you can watch Dragon Plus with Greg Tito and Shelley Mazanoble and Bart Carroll talking about all the latest Dungeons & Dragons news and releases.
That's like a stream with video, but it's also a podcast style thing, right?
That's right, Chris Trott, it is. And then on Tuesdays, it's on break at the minute, but that's Dice Camera Action with GM Chris Perkins and the Waffle Crew. And then also followed by Maze Arcana's Fury's Reach.
What are you doing?
It's so awkward.
On Wednesdays you can watch Misclicks Risen, which is another D&D show set in the era of the Tomb of Annihilation, which is what we're playing through, as well as the second game of Maze Arcana's Fury's Reach. That is all on Wednesdays. On Thursdays, you have the C Team over on twitch.tv/hyperrpg with Penny Arcade, Jerry Holkins, and the gang. And then you also have Girls Guts Glory after that, which is on the D&D Twitch stream. And then on Fridays, you have us, followed by our Australian friends, the Dragon Friends, who are awesome folks. And you can watch all of those. There's a whole big old week of D&D streams, of which this is a part of. A brief recap, then, of what happened last time. You enjoying yourself there, Kim?
I'm just enjoying the fact that this is audio-based.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? And with that noise, the brief recap we have of last time, the group were making their way through the jungles of Chult on the back of a red dragon called Tinder, who they had agreed to get aid from in exchange for some potential treasure from a lost city that they've been in search for. The party themselves are looking for a way to stop something called the Death Curse, which is run rampant through the world of Faerun, and is basically preventing people that have died from being resurrected, and slowly killing those who have been resurrected previously. Along the way, they have encountered treasure hunters and all sorts of dinosaurs and madness. Sadly,
zombie dinosaurs.
Zombie dinosaurs, indeed.
So cool.
One of their number sadly died. 6 Frisky Flames, Chris Trott's previous character, was killed by a zombie beholder, and his soul was consumed by some dark being that is under the control of the Mad Lich Sessarak. The party made their way through the jungle on the back of this dragon and saw that their companion, Favor, along with a magical staff that they know they need to use to access the Lost City, were in the possession of longtime rival and foe, Lascalar Flisk and his Flaming Fist mercenaries. So you made an attempt to break into the camp, free Favor, get the staff, and free Martok, the ankylosaur dinosaur.
I left my thing on your desk.
Oh dear, what a shame. Can't go and get it now, we've got to play the game.
Martok can't come into places we're going anyway.
Martok being an ankylosaur that the party bought. I believe Crumsby and Fia bought together.
Fia and Kayla
bought, that's it.
I might
Fia and
just
Kayla
leave.
bought, who has accompanied them. You rescued them, sneaking through the base, not particularly stealthily. You did cause quite a ruckus. However, your attempts to free your companions was interrupted by an oncoming horde of undead and Yuan-Ti, including an enormous Yuan-Ti abomination by the name of Rasni riding a zombie Tyrannosaurus Rex that vomited up other zombies and
What a
prove
ridiculous monster.
it is a ridiculous monster, which you too can check out in the Tomb of Annihilation, released now this month. I believe it's September 21st.
Barf zombies.
Legit just barf
Only
them
wizards
up.
can come up with that stuff.
Only wizards. The
I
mind.
kept on thinking about that, like after we did it,
Yeah?
after that
Late night?
episode.
When you're alone.
I couldn't
I
stop
told
thinking
my
about
colleagues about
how
that at
stupid
work.
this zombie T-Rex just barfing up zombies.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Yeah, one
That's
of my
what that
colleagues
is.
is just starting to get into D&D, and I told him about it, and he was just like, what? And I was like, no,
Awesome.
it's a legit thing. It
Yeah,
barfs zombies.
Barf zombies up. You managed to slay the undead Tyrannosaurus Rex, as well as the Yuan-Ti champion Rasni. But as you were celebrating your victory, I believe you had just about repaired Rusty, your
Working
robot companion.
on a long rest repair. Yeah.
He's at 1 hit point though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you were kind of tending to yourselves, healing your wounds and things like that, you saw kind of coming through the jungle itself this thick green fog, all kind of shaped into almost like screaming devil faces that you've seen all throughout these various tombs and throughout your adventures that represent this Lich Assessorak. Indeed, that one very much there. Nobody can see that on the camera because it's not showing up with the embossment, but it's on the dice bag. Show the dice bag. It's easy to see.
It's on the maps.
This green fog rolls in. There you go. This screaming demon face. This fog kind of rolls in through the jungle itself. And you watch as it kind of washes over some of the Flaming Fist mercenaries, some of the undead and the Yuan-Ti that are fighting. You watch as it literally eats the flesh off of the mercenaries as it kind of encapsulates them. Flisk and Fader basically both yell at you guys to run. The chase is fast. You're pounding your way through these kind of crumbling streets of this old forgotten city. This fog is constantly just tickling the heels of Cromsby and Martok, who are lumbering from behind, desperately trying to keep pace with the rest of you. Occasionally you have to leap over fallen pillars or broken walls that have been slammed down from centuries of this ancient city being lost in the mists. The fog constantly on the cusp of just about ready to catch you. A few of the mercenaries are trying to run with you at the same time, but a few of them get caught up or dragged in, almost as if the fog itself lashes out with tendrils and yanks the bodies back into the mist itself. Your lungs are burning, you're starting to feel tired. There's almost a part of you where you're not sure how much more you can go on. Flisk and Favor ahead of you kind of trying to egg you on, but both running out of short breath. It's then when you see the enormous red-scaled shape land in front of you. The dragon's head whips around and it just snarls, "Get on now!" As she kind of lands in front of you. You scramble up onto her legs, up onto her back ridge. She grasps Martok in like her claws. And she didn't know that you would come to rescue it, and basically managed to take off. The weight is slowing her down, but more than enough to kind of outrun this death fog, which now encapsulates the city around you. Flisk and Favor direct her to an ancient crumbling temple. As you begin the approach, you can see that there are these snake men all arranged on ancient battlements, this vast ziggurat right in the middle of the ancient city, with hundreds, maybe thousands of these snake men and these undead, all beginning to load javelins or throw or aim bows in your direction. The dragon swoops you down, literally slides you, deposits you off in front of this temple, and then turns, basically snarls, breathes fire against an onrushing horde of zombies, and then wades her way out into the actual forgotten city itself. You are left outside this crumbling stone temple. This thing looks absolutely like it's been laid waste to. There are huge chunks of it that have been blown apart. Parts of it look like it's been melted, like something so hot that is to melt stone, turn it into like a slaggy or obsidian-esque rock element, kind of just melted all across the ground. It barely looks intact. And as you approach it, you can see Favor and Flisk kind of looking up to it and beckoning you guys to follow.
Well, that was fun. Let's never do that again.
What, the dragon or the
I mean, the
other
combination of all the events that just
stuff?
occurred.
Okay, cool. I like having a dragon on our side, and I'll say dragon's useful.
On
Dragon's
our side,
good.
it's debatable, considering it almost ate all of us. And,
But did just save our lives.
it did. Even picked up Rusty. Look at Rusty. Wave, Rusty.
Rusty doesn't like his skin.
Need some lubrication at some point. You're doing fine. I
Just nods.
knock him on the head.
Dong dong, like this hollow sound.
He's very
This
fragile
iron
at the
giant
moment.
looking figure.
I'll have to tinker in our downtime, which I think we'll have very little of.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm just cuddling Martok.
Martok is kind of like stomping around, like looking around, not really sure what's going on. Seems a bit sort of out of sorts.
Did he remember that we just flew through the air?
Yeah, that's why you kind of get the sense that he's kind of like, he keeps like touching the ground and like like scuffing around on it. You kind of get the impression that he didn't really like that. But he's...
I'm just hugging him.
Yeah,
Some
he's just
scratches.
like kind of looking around like he's trying to find like grass or something, but there's almost no vegetation here. Like all of the vegetation you can see is blackened or rotting. This place is very much full of death.
I've got some turnips though.
If you have some turnips, he's hunting, he's like sniffing around and like mushes them in between his big blunt teeth.
God, I love him.
Favor, who's standing with Fliss, kind of looks over and she's just like, yes, come quickly, inside. I think from what myself and Mr. Flisk uncovered at the tomb where we encountered the other spirit, I think that this is the entrance. Come here, and she kind of gestures. Flisk kind of like looks around, kind of casting suspicious glances around at the kind of high, kind of crumbling stone, kind of Aztecian kind of looking architecture, just kind of warily kind of casting his eyes around, looking out for any scouts or sentries.
So, we never had this conversation because we were fighting zombie undead dinosaurs that vomit up zombies. But is he the baddie?
No!
Are you
Yes.
the baddie?
No!
He's a treacherous piece of shit, that's what he is.
I mean, that is, technically that is not incorrect, but I am not the bad guy here.
We're about to go into a grand entrance, potentially where an undead lich,
Now, exactly. Now
Yes.
that's the bad guy.
and we have to worry about him as much as our backs being stabbed by the baddie.
He stabbed our backs before, haven't you, Fliss?
He looks over at you, Fear, and it's just like, I think right now we're on a somewhat even quota of who is most likely to stab who in the back.
Oh, I don't think we are.
I can see the way you look at me, sweetheart.
Did he kill the
I'm
Catman?
glaring, just glares.
No.
No, I did. I like 6, alright?
But he broke my heart.
Yeah, me and 3,000 other people in favor. Listen, we should get inside, alright?
I'm feeding you to the Lich King first.
Love hurts quite a lot, apparently.
Yeah. Crumsby, I know you're a businessman. Come on, we gotta think about the greater profits here, alright?
For now,
Exactly.
we
For
will
now-
let bygones be bygones.
Exactly. See, a businessman. He knows how things work.
But if we get any sort of sense that you might try and stab us in the back, well, there's more of us than there are of you, my dear boy, so
Well-
you just watch yourself.
I mean, that is true. I mean, not to put a finer point on it, considering you already hate me, but I did manage to leave all 3 of them previously in a tomb by myself. Odds being against me isn't really a...
Yeah, not
a
gonna
Ah,
happen.
yes, but they didn't have me with them, did they?
That's very true, you old dwarf
No,
bastard.
no, me.
Yeah, or him.
Who is the Birdman?
No, this is
Hello.
Alec.
I'm Alec.
Yes.
Right.
This is Rusty. Say hello.
Yeah, okay.
He's quite capable of responding.
He looks like he's about to fall apart.
Yes, we'll push him in front of Assessor, Mr. Lich King.
Bad things, yeah.
Great,
Anything
alright.
bad, he's the first.
Meat shield.
Shall we?
Meat shield.
Yes.
You see Favor is kind of looking over various half-broken statues. You can see that probably they were once quite grand, beautiful, kind of carved, impressive, looming structures. But now most of them have been split in 2, either cut down the middle. Half of them have kind of got their top half broken away. Some of them have been tipped up on their side and they're now laying amongst these kind of ruined rubbles. There's barely much of a roof left over this temple itself. Large gaping holes in the roof just kind of let sunlight, what little there is, spill in. And you can see in the very center of the room what would have probably once been a very beautiful stone altar, but polished and inlaid with gemstones. The gemstones now all long prized out, it looks like. But kneeling above the altar is a large statue. Bald head, looks Chaltean by the looks of things. It's not what you can see there.
Okay, just move it.
You can see this large figure, kind of muscular, balded head. Looks very similar to some of the folks you met back in Port Nyanzaru. Just leaning down and staring intently at somebody who would be stood before the altar. And you can see on his forehead there is the symbol of a sun.
Okay.
What?
Anything?
Are these?
Recognize anything?
Question.
Yes.
What level are we?
9?
8.
10?
We're 8.
You're level
8.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting confused as to who you're saying.
Okay.
That's fine.
You are level 8.
Yes.
Cool. That's fine. So, looking at stuff, what would I know? Do I know anything?
Based on your experiences, and I think with the fact that Favor's there as well, the Tiefling Scholar kind of gestures you over. You recognise that the symbol on the statue's forehead, although it's broken and marred by time, it's very similar to the one on the staff, the golden staff of Napaka that you found, that you've kind of assembled through these 3 different parts. The actual symbol of the sun matches the one that you saw back in Atan's tomb where you first found the staff. You imagine that they have similar etchings and markings.
So, in my scholarly opinion, staff thing, go.
She looks at you like, as in, hold it up or touch it?
Can the statue hold the stuff?
The statue, no, it looks like the statue's kind of leaning down and looking as if somebody was stood in front of the altar. The head's kind of raised that it would be almost at an eye level with whoever was there.
Go right in front of him.
If you do the map thing, the thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
She closes her eyes for a moment and you see this projected map, but now the map shrinks down and it is the city itself, and you can see a little blip inside the kind of temple, the ruined building you can see on the map is where the blip is. Yeah, I tried this before. The staff showed me how to find the temple. I don't know what else to do now. She kind of waves it in front of the statue face.
I'm just
doing anything.
snapping my head at this projection
Yeah,
technology.
it's kind of like a map, and it's projecting an illusory map onto the air in front of it.
What is this?
Well, some sort of magical projection, I assume.
Magical.
Yes.
Fascinating.
It seems to be. It knows where we are in the jungle of Chult, and it projects our location. It's how we located some of the trickster spirits previously.
Move it around.
Well, if I move it around, it aligns itself where I place the head.
Does the
Incredible.
statue look like Oaktown?
Give me a history check with advantage. With advantage, you take the high one.
History 16.
You get the sense, actually, looking at this, the big statue you think might be a representation of Obtal. This is probably, this ancient Omuan god, this Choltean god that they all once worshipped, but was overthrown. You're not quite sure on the details yet. You've kind of heard some rumors that it was something to do with a Sasarek's rival. You get the sense that this is probably Obtal, yeah. And the staff was originally given from Obtal to Queen Napaka, who ruled over Omu.
And the staff is the golden light of Obtal and the heart of Obtal?
It has the heart
So
of
it
Obtal
has the
inside
heart of
its
Obtal.
chest, inside it, yeah.
Does it look like anything's missing, like a gemstone or like, somewhere I can slot things in?
So this is it. Yeah, you look actually, the heart cavity, there is, although it's kind of broken, it's difficult to tell looking around at it, you do sense that there probably is. At first you thought maybe it was just some like skull marking or blast marking or something like that, but it does actually now look like a cavity that would fit the gemstone inside it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to be like, excuse me, milady.
Okay, yes, Kaylan. She gives you the staff.
So I take the gemstone.
Okay, so you're going to disconnect the golden staff, you take apart the head and you take out the gemstone. As you put it in, there is a loud rumbling sound. Stone gears or something begins to turn. The altar shimmers for a moment, and then you all feel a sudden sensation that you've actually all felt before. You feel your bodies being pulled out of yourselves, this kind of onrushing of space, as if moving across a great distance all at once. As the sensation fades, you now find yourselves, Martok not there, sadly.
I'm going home.
You find yourselves in a large stone room, standing on what appears to be a stone balcony with 2 sets of stairs leading down, with a giant 20-foot door behind you, a normal stone door to your left, and then the kind of lower floor beneath this balcony with a large pit shaft that seems to lead into inky blackness, and 4-armed gargoyles standing on pedestals made from different metals. And it looks very much like this.
The corner of the map is now visible.
I'm sure Sam will zoom that out when he is aware.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, for the purposes of, imagine the rest of you are all kind of around in front of this door. The giant door that is behind you is about 20 foot wide. It's absolutely huge, and it appears to be made from some sort of black adamantium, which Alec, you and Crumsby in particular would know, being a dwarf. Adamantium is the strongest metal in Toril, in Faerun. It's incredibly tough. The door has a relief of a laughing skull with each eye set on each half of the door. It looks like the eyes might be missing something. It looks like that there's some sort of socket there that would go in their place.
Well,
Favor and Flisk, like Favor's kind of like looking around. Flisk is just kind of readjusting himself. He's kind of got his hand on his short sword and his dagger, and he's keeping an eye
hand's
on.
been on my dagger the whole time.
The two of you are very much
glaring.
following a very similar mechanic here at this point.
whatever's in here, either they want to keep in or they want to keep others out. Because this is the strongest metal I know of.
Yes.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, what myself and Mr. Flisk discovered in the tomb when you vanished, and he kidnapped me, and she kind of glances, her tail flicking behind her, and she kind of glances the glare. The tomb that we found Shigambi in, it appeared to be some sort of refuge, something that had been hidden from a Sessarak. The writings that I translated there indicated that the statue of Ubtao, the temple that we found, would be some sort of shortcut. It would lead us deeper within the tomb itself, taking us closer to the heart of whatever this thing that he's working on is located. I suspect that whatever is behind this door is likely either another floor of this dungeon, or perhaps might even be whatever it is he's been working on.
So, this was protection from the Lich. This was built for that purpose?
No, he built this.
Sessarak built
Sessarak
this.
built all of this. Everything.
This isn't just a tomb of Ubtao.
No. This was the great city of Omu, and she kind of pulls out a book. She's like, now, if I remember correctly from what I've learned and what Flisk has learnt through Shigambi, the spirit that inhabits him, when a Sessarak came to Cholt, the Cholteans worshipped Ubtao and everything else, and Sessarak destroyed him. He obliterated him and his faith. He's incredibly powerful. He enslaved all of the Omuans that lived within the city, once a great technological marvel, and he put them into work creating some sort of tomb. He was sycophantic, obsessed with traps and puzzles and riddles. He commanded them build 6 layers of this dungeon that he wished to create, filled with terrors basically designed to kill anyone who entered it. And then at its very bottom, at its heart, he built a chamber that he explained that he would not explain to anybody, even the most loyal of his workers. But a few of his workers, anybody who resisted was normally killed or tortured or thrown into the traps to kill them. A few of them realized that if they agreed to work for a Sessarak, help him build his traps, they could build a shortcut, a hidden passage through it, for very much the same purpose that we've used it here, to try and foil whatever plans he has.
Quite clever of them. Especially to do it under the nose of a Lich, who probably doesn't have a nose, let's be honest. Probably just a skeleton face.
Well, he's a skeleton face, yes.
Yes.
There's his big skull.
The nose is the first to go in decay. Obviously.
Quite.
He probably knows.
Ha! News!
No.
I don't have one.
The two of you just like in synchronization. Flisk also laughs.
I just have a little couple of holes on my beak.
Well, that's all very fascinating. I know that once we get past this door, there is some sort of riddle or phrase that I know. So, just in case you were thinking of any bad ideas,
Crom, what's the thing in your head saying? I'm going to knock on Crom's head. What's it saying?
you basically hear Obolaka basically going, "Stop! Get her to stop that right now, this instant! Ugh, how annoying! Why do you insist on traveling with this irritating child?"
Is he telling you how much he hates me?
He was quiet. Why did you have to do that?
I don't. Well, whatever the tiefling is babbling on about, or whatever nonsense, Shigambi is obviously aware. I was trapped quite early on by a Sessarak. I have great knowledge of many things of Choltean history. I knew where the Lost City was, but because of my such great and vast intelligence, a Sessarak feared me the most, and so he imprisoned me first, of course.
You sure you just weren't a little bit crap?
I just hear like a sputtering of nonsense, like, well, what? I can't be
Yes, I've got the cracked one, I'm afraid.
Don't have them
Okay,
all now.
Kayla, what about yours? Knock knock. Anything? Anyone
Kubzan
know?
in your head is just like, she should stop this immediately. It is quite irritating. I am not much of one for thinking and plans. I was a warrior of the trickster spirits. It was my duty to hold a Sessarak back whilst the others worked upon some plan. I am not aware of such devices. I am here to break faces.
Surely.
He's not talking, but if you try knocking a little bit further down here.
No, that's you talking.
How about
That's definitely
down?
you. Definitely still you.
You're suggesting the spirit has a location based on your body. Interesting.
Interesting.
Don't you
Anyway.
all have a symbiotic link so that you can all share the spirit voices amongst you all, just to find out what Flisk's one is saying? Get the answer.
Good thinking.
I mean, also we can now kill him because Martok's not here, and it would probably go into me
Or me.
or you.
Imagine if he went into Martok.
He's just holding his swords. He's like, well, you can try.
Can I scooch around and investigate stuff? And
What would you like to investigate?
I'd like to investigate something with my archaeology powers.
What would you like to do?
My archaeology powers.
Zig.
There are 4 doors leading from this place. 3 of them appear to be stone, quite solid-looking stone doors. Each has a handle that is the screaming devil face that you literally have to hold inside its jaw and pull open. The other one is this large 20-foot black adamantine door, which is behind you. You can see that there is also a large 15-foot by 15-foot black pit or shaft that a roiling black mist just kind of seems to emanate from. You can hear the sound of chains, like chains kind of going ka-tung, 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 being pulled down.
Can I look at the gargoyles?
Yes. So you go down, you can see that the gargoyles are each kind of perched. They have 4 clawed hands and are holding them out. They are all stood on pedestals. Each one is made from a different metal. There's a copper one, a silver one, a gold one, and a platinum one. And each of the pedestals also has what appears to be some sort of coin slot. And written, what languages do you speak?
Common, Orc, Abyssal, Elvish, Draconic, and then it just says
Abyssal.
old languages.
Interesting, Abyssal. In Abyssal is written, pay the tithe.
Pay the tithe. It would appear that we have to pay a fee to the gargoyles, perhaps to open the doors.
Could be a form of trick, but yes. It's the only lead we have right now.
Is the place to put the coin, is it a specific shape? Or is it...
It is a little slot on each of the pedestals.
They're coin slots.
Literally, it looks
Is
like a
it
coin
just
slot.
coin slots?
Arcade
Like a coin
machines.
slot. Looks like a little arcade coin slot.
Amazing.
Can I take...
Sam died. I think we've killed
I
Sam.
think Sam is dead, yeah. It's alright, he'll be there.
Hello?
Flisk at this point is basically, he's keeping his back to a wall and he's just kind of got his hands on his weapons and he's keeping a very, he's watching Thea constantly.
Oh, I'm watching him constantly. This is just it now. Just
I
clear
find it interesting that the first puzzle that he's giving to us is us to give up our fortune so that we may get the fortune. It's quite ironic.
Flisk, honey,
Yep.
you owe me some money.
Do I?
Yes,
Why?
sex.
Nope.
You broke my heart.
Nope.
You lost that game of cards.
You abandoned us in a tomb for dead.
Yep. Did do that one, but I still don't owe you anything. By all means, I'm happy to help, but as long as this talk about, we can just kill Flisk, let's just kill him.
I didn't say
I
anything.
don't really feel a need to. I don't know. There's not a lot of love in this room right now. There's not a lot of teamwork going on.
I
You
could give you a
insulted
lot of
Rusty.
love.
How dare you?
Well,
See?
I
He's
said
just-
that he looks like he's ready to fight. Rusty is here, by the way, as well.
Yeah, I know.
He's just met you, and he already has a very strong opinion. What does that
I
say?
didn't insult your robot friend. I just said he looks a bit like he needs a bit of work.
I
He
could
took
give you-
he took a beating
did
by
the
that
best I could.
Tyrannosaurus. I mean, that T-Rex did basically eat him.
Very adamant. And,
Shouldn't you be
be
fixing
heroic.
him or something? Or
I mean, I could. Yes, that makes sense. I'll tinker while you figure out this
Right.
I'm gonna tinker.
The only thing Shigambi's telling me about this room is it's at the heart of it's at one of the lowest levels in this place. So anything that we find in here is going to be pretty deadly.
Give me a gold coin, Flisk.
Like digs around in his coin, flicks it to you.
Which door should we be aiming for? Is this giant, expensive-looking, tough door misleading?
While they're doing that, I'm just
Yeah.
going to put the gold coin
I'm
in the gold
asking
thing.
Flisk.
Shigambi.
Well, Flisk like looks at you. He's like, Shigambi thinks that whatever is causing this death curse is probably behind that door.
Oh,
Right.
the cause. Wow, we really are there.
She doesn't know too much about this level. She doesn't know what exactly we might encounter, but whatever it is, we're at the lowest part. Whatever is behind that door is the final chamber of this tomb.
I'm gonna move me and Rusty away from the door to like this side.
Okay.
I'm going to put the gold coin in the gold statue pedestal.
Okay. As you do that, the gargoyle kind of like rises and stands like quite proudly. But yeah, you just hear a ka-dunk.
I wonder if there's an order or a sequence that we have to put them in.
Someone give me a copper coin.
I probably have some copper.
Yeah, Favor's like, oh, I've got copper and silver.
Thank you, Favor.
I don't have any platinum.
Do we need to be
I
prepared
don't have any.
for when we put the final one in and it opens
Probably.
horrible things?
Probably.
So we should get our most powerful.
Surely Cromsby has platinum coins. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's a
Cromsby.
wealthy
Right,
man.
I can't remember, and if I have, I've not written it down.
I don't have any platinum.
I have a hemp
If you had
heart.
platinum, I would have stolen it by now. You don't have platinum.
No, yes, what happened to that money of mine that went missing?
You misplaced it
While
somewhere.
they're bickering, I
Yeah.
put the copper and the
The
silver one
dinosaur
in.
ate it.
Same reaction.
Like, well, I didn't have a bloody
Stand
dinosaur
straight.
at that point.
But there's a part of Rusty that's a very intricate part in the center of his brain, if you call it that is platinum based.
1 second. Can I use my ancestor amulet to find traps?
You go to summon your ancestor. No, it doesn't summon the ancestor to point out the traps. It's when you want to locate objects. You kind of focus on the ancestor amulet and kind of try and kind of focus sense, urging it out, and oh god, you just get a really bad. Everything is a trap. Like the room, the walls, the doors, the floors, the gargoyles, the pit, fear, Cromsby, everything is a trap. Like you get the sense that this spell does not work down here. It registers everything. It exists. It registers molecules as traps.
Wow.
Based on that, you can give me an Arcana check.
With advantage or not?
Just an Arcana check.
20.
20.
You have healing, don't you?
There's something. When you cast the spell, it wasn't like it was just like everything is a trap. You get the sense that actually something is preventing that spell from working. It's highly likely other spells won't work in the same way. Whatever this Assessorate is, he clearly has the ability to prevent certain spells from working in this place.
Okay, and does there seem to be any source, like, or is... Yeah.
Just
Everything.
So I relay that to the team.
What? Some spell? Hang on. And Faber kind of gestures her hands a little bit. She casts a spell. She's like, well, detect magic seems to work fine. I can sense that there is an overwhelming necrotic energy behind the black adamantine door. The gargoyles themselves have some sort of transmutation magic. Whatever is in that pit registers quite heavily. It seems to have elements of planar energy around it.
If Assessorat can make this entire trap-based dungeon, he would also add security measures to prevent us from finding all the traps.
It does make sense, yes. I imagine that he probably would prevent teleportation magic as well while we're here to stop us from just fleeing.
Well, that didn't work, clearly. That's how we got here.
But it might be that it's different sources. It might be that once we're inside, we can't teleport out. He would probably want us to get in.
I really wish I'd known that before I got teleported.
Well, yes, me as well, my good bird man.
This is bad now.
I'm a scholar. I'm literally a librarian.
We're going to die here.
Probably. oh no, I'm going to die. She just starts sobbing a little bit. Just like, just gets her books out. Like, maybe there's a spell. Hang on.
Anybody have platinum?
No.
No.
Before we do that, can I check one of the doors, like one of the not the
Which
not
one?
scary door? Not
Point.
the scary
Which one would you like to do?
Where's the scary door?
There's the big door.
That one.
That one? Yeah, it's open.
I could go and
You just like
change the map. Do you want me to do that?
the corridor seems to lead out.
Might have
I'm not going to have too many maps, so I mean we should change it because it looks like
I can
we're
nip.
frozen. It might be that the thing's frozen.
Nip.
Go on, you should
We
nip.
would have heard from Sam now if he was in there.
Yeah.
Also,
You might be getting food.
we call the ambulance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We got to check Sam's okay. You see a stone corridor leading down with another stone door in front of it. It's maybe about a 20-foot corridor, 10-foot wide.
Can I open one of the other stone doors?
Yep, same thing. You see this one, you go up to it, open it, leads about 15, 20 foot down, and then it turns to the right. This one, when you open it, opens up directly into a large hallway-like room. It's about 60 foot wide and about 120, 130 foot long. There is a small balcony in front of you that's maybe 10 feet wide. And then the room is mainly, it's a 60-foot pit floor with 10-foot platforms floating in the air at about 10 to 15-foot intervals.
Interesting.
So it looks a bit like this.
Oh.
So the platforms are kind of floating in mid-air. And you can see that on the walls are
They're nice little faces.
there are multiples of the screaming demon face in different shapes and sizes.
I like how these
different
three have
contortions.
eyes and then you just get
I just got lazy, yeah. To give you an idea, that's how those work. So there's like all these different faces along the walls built in, all kind of screaming or blowing or hissing.
That
This is through this
platforms
door.
in the air.
Yeah.
Above a pit.
Moving stuff around it.
And yeah, there's about 10 foot. They're about 10 foot wide platforms, about 10 to 15 foot in between them. At the far end of that room, on the balcony, kind of set into the wall, is another one of these four-armed gargoyle statues. But this one has one of its hands clenched in front of it like this. And there is a lever just inside the door on your side of the room.
Well, through that door is this.
No,
No,
through
that's
this.
This one here.
That door is this.
Yeah.
From which?
And then that's your side.
And there's
so that's
a lever
your
on
door.
our
There's
side.
a lever on your side, and then the statue is over here.
These are pits.
No, those are platforms. Everything else
Is a
is a pit. A 60-foot deep pit.
So, this looks like a trap.
Yes.
Everything looks like a trap though. Look, gargoyles.
That gargoyle looks useful.
The one at the end of the...
Looks like a trap. Wait, it's all a trap. Never mind.
Everything's a trap.
It's probably not a trap.
Yeah, you can fly. Why don't you just fly across these platforms?
Yes.
Can we just go around?
Fly.
You can try and climb out onto the walls. That's about all you can do. The rest, it's all just pit.
And these faces are the whole way along.
Yeah, there go.
Does it look
along
like
the
there's
side.
any like open mouths and stuff?
Yes, open
Yeah.
mouths. With your perception, you'd probably notice that there's definitely indentations, like the mouths are holes.
Give me
Something
something.
could come out of them, you think?
Give me something useless. Something useless you have on you.
Everything is useful.
Flisk.
I take
Your
off my
hat.
I take off my boot.
Your boot.
Yeah.
Do you have socks?
Yeah.
Okay, like worn through, like little toes sticking out, like
Yeah, I'll
wiggly,
give you one of
hairy
my
toe.
socks.
What does that smell?
It stinks.
Smell of a man, Kayla. Smell of a man.
Sweaty dwarf sock.
Okay. Thank you. I think that this is important, but I'm going to throw it onto the first platform.
Just sails through there. You don't even get. It's like a 10-foot hit. Like just, it's a sock. Like, do you ball it up and then throw it, or do you throw
Well,
it?
you
as
gave me a
flat
sock, not the boot.
Yeah, you gave me a sock. Do you ball it up?
Yeah.
And then you ball it up and throw it. So yeah, you can throw it about 10 feet, and it like just lands on the platform. You see that the platform bobs a little bit, like it was floating on water.
Oh god. We've
If
been
I
playing
die-
Uncharted too much. Everything.
Can you get that back for me, please?
I'll try. I'm going to fly up to the first platform.
Okay, as you leave the door, the gargoyle that you didn't pay a tithe to comes to life. Would everybody roll initiative?
Oh, bloody hell.
At least it's only one.
Oh.
Did we have a long rest?
Nope.
Yeah, if anyone can heal, that'd be great.
You've not had any rests.
Technically, we had a week rest.
We went from the other battle straight into this.
I know, but I'm just saying, in real life. I'm clutching at straws here, come on. Actually, do you know what I'm gonna do?
Alec,
I got a
you
21.
might want to take this one away for the time being. Rusty, what did Rusty get?
7.
Fia.
7.
Kayla.
19.
Cromsby.
5.
Flisk.
My friend is shit today.
Stable.
Grudge style.
Wow, I have just rolled
Yeah.
3 18s in a row. So, Alec, you are actually the first to go. This statue, basically, we won't use full miniatures. You were up here. Basically, you've just flown inside this kind of other chamber. This gargoyle has come to life. You hear it kind of...
Not
You
good.
turn back and can see this gargoyle animating itself. But you can fly around in the room. Like, you're just flying around.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Rusty in the doorway.
So you have Rusty's...
Oh, Rusty's not. It's not his turn, is it?
No, but you can tell him to do that on his turn.
Yep. I'll be doing that.
Okay.
Block the doorway so that everyone's in the next corridor, right?
Wait, what?
There's only a tiny little 10-foot platform on the inside.
So
You've
I'm
flown
the
in.
first in the door.
You've flown into the room. You've like literally
Everyone
gone
is
through the
in
door
this.
into this other room. You're currently hovering. You're like flapping your wings and flying around.
With my 6 seconds, I say, if we all get on the platform, he may not be able to reach us.
Okay.
He
What else
has
do you do?
wings.
So I'm gonna. Oh god, this is difficult. I'm
Are you
gonna-
saying that you're holding your turn?
No, I'm gonna get out a healing draft from my thing and then throw it to Fia.
I will happily take it.
Okay.
I got
Take a
eaten
healing
by a
draft.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You take that. Flisk will emerge from the side of the wall, and he just basically is just like, I knew. He just like shakes his head like stupid bird man, and attacks Ted Gargoyle.
Tech gargoyle.
He does hit. Has somebody got a D6 I can borrow, please?
What are you doing?
You watch as Flisk rams his magic dagger into the side of the
18.
gargoyle, chipping away some of its stony-like form.
18 HP.
Kayla,
Oh, wow, thanks.
You can't use a healing draft again until you get a
for
long
an
rest.
hour. Yeah. Oh no, from the hour
Long
second,
rest.
so long rest. Kayla. This creature is basically animating right in front of you.
Is anyone
It's got 4 sharp-looking claws, wings.
got any platinum? And then
Flisk kind of yells. He's like, "No, it's 10 coin, maybe 10 gold coins. That's how much a platinum's worth."
I'm going
I got gold. I don't have platinum.
to take out 10 gold coins. Can I do 2 things? Can I attack and coin? No, I will. Can I coin it and then
Coins pretty much like that's 6 seconds, isn't it? Really?
can I
Don't kill me.
feed 10 gold into?
He's just
is there a slot? Can I slot him?
Yep. I reckon you can get 10 coins in 6 seconds. Can you? Like 1, 2, 3.
Is there another alcove for when the coins don't work and they come back out?
Come back
Yeah.
out. No, there's not actually. No, it's
Rejected
jams.
coins.
You're fine. You put the 10 in. Would it make sense for it to stop?
Throw coins at it.
It doesn't give change. The gargoyle returns to its pedestal and goes still.
Very clever. Good one.
You owe me 10 coins.
Why?
Worth it.
You told me to go on the platform.
Touch me more.
Ah.
Lower.
No,
And you
never.
can see that as the gargoyle gets back up onto the pedestal, the damage that Fliss did with his dagger that chipped away, it heals back up.
Interesting. Okay.
Almost instantaneously.
And the gargoyle's in the next room.
There is
Yeah,
one
like
gargoyle
That
at
looks
the far
very
end.
similar to this.
It's got a 4-armed gargoyle like these, but this one's a bit bigger.
And it's holding its arm.
And
We
it's
should-
But one of its hands is like this in front of
Fisting.
it, and then the others are kind of ready in an attack position.
So we've learned that we should always obey the rules of the gargoyle, or face its consequences. That is one rule of Assessoric, I assume.
So what does this one want? Go and have a look.
And get his sock, please.
And my sock, yes.
Float onto the
yeah.
first platform,
You fly to the first platform,
pick up his sock,
pick up the sock.
put it in my satchel,
Okay. Put it in the satchel. It stinks.
float to the next platform,
Yep.
and just daintily put a single talon.
As you kind of push down, there is definitely a sort of swaying, almost like it's
Not
like
landing
going
on them,
water.
I'm just
no, but you're
like-
kind of testing. You can. It's floating. It's not like it's firm in place.
Can I just fly above all the things with holes?
The mouths cover the walls. Like the wall is made of screaming mouths. So you can't fly over them.
Gargoyle! It doesn't have any speech recognition. That's a shame. I could have done it from a distance. From this distance, like...
So you fly right up to it,
No, from about halfway.
halfway.
And what can I see from here?
You can see that it's holding out one of its clawed fists in front of it, and the others are around it. It's larger.
Wait, you say the others are... Oh, the other
Yeah,
face.
the
Has
other-
it got
other
any
half.
It's got four.
writing on it?
It does not have any writing on this one.
I think this just means that it's just
When
going
you kind of look back, the only other thing you can see in this room is the lever by your side of the door, the screaming mouths. I'd say maybe you can see something glimmering in its hand, but it's like wrapped around. Whatever it's holding, it's like fully got it locked in.
There's something
And
in its
quite
hand.
massive. It's quite a large clawed hand.
And there's definitely no writing anywhere.
Not on the gargoyle, not on the walls that you can see.
Does it
And
look
there's a
like
lever
something
over our
that's
side.
gonna-
There is a lever on your side.
Does it look like something in his fist that's gonna open the big black door? Like something to go in the sockets?
If it animates, it surely will reveal. But I think we probably have to fight for it.
What if we pull this lever?
Probably try.
I say pull it. I mean,
Let's all be inside.
fortune
before we pull
favors
it.
the bold, right?
Yeah, he's got a point, you know.
Well, everybody inside the room first.
We are...
It's like there's like a 10-foot balcony. We can't all stand on that.
Well, then
This Birdman's crazy.
I'm worried that if you pull the lever, the door closes, and I have to fight a gargoyle alone.
Yeah?
True.
I mean, that's bad, right?
Well, take Kalar in there with you.
Why have I always got to do your work for you?
You're a big tough woman. You can fight a gargoyle.
Come with me.
No.
Come on. For
No.
old time's sake.
We haven't looked at all other doors.
Only if Fia stays
Yeah.
in this room.
Have we?
I'm not being left in a room alone with Fia.
Why? I'm perfectly trustworthy.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be there with you.
And I actually trust you, surprisingly.
Let's not split the group.
No.
We have better odds if we're all together.
We can't all go in that corridor.
Yeah, we can't all fit.
It's only a 10-foot platform.
Can I take Rusty with me?
Rusty would basically occupy. You'd have you and Rusty.
Maybe if the door closes, Rusty can hold it open, and we can break.
Can I look at the door and see if it looks like the door would... If there's any sort of mechanisms on
Give
the
me an
door
investigation
that would...
check.
Probably not.
Fliss goes up. Fliss is like, I don't know.
I might float back, noticing what they're doing, and be like understanding mechanics and
Nope.
things
Yeah.
like that.
You can give it a look. Investigation.
20.
Yes. Looking at this thing, you suspect that the lever will not shut the door. The door looks like it just opens and closes. It doesn't look like it's going to automatically shut on you or anything like that. The lever controls some sort of mechanism you suspect tied to the walls and the gargoyle.
Right.
As in like the mouths on the wall.
I relay this. So either it probably starts this whole room trap, but without pulling it, we will not be able to access beyond it. I'm worried that the holes are going to start firing stuff and the gargoyle's going to come at us, and that's the
Pretty
challenge.
much certain.
Are the
That is
platforms
what's going to
just
happen.
floating in midair? Or
Yes.
are they, okay.
Yeah, so they are literally, imagine you've got like this long corridor, they're floating in midair,
Right.
and then there's like a 60-foot drop down to
Oh,
a
yep.
semi-spiked floor,
So, I think
of which you can see a few scattered
flap
ancient
over
skeletons
there.
and things like that.
get ready to set what's in the thing, claw, hand. I'll pull a lever, you fly back as fast as you can, and we'll deal with it.
You want me to take a gem from an animated gargoyle that wants to kill me.
Yeah.
Right. No biggie.
I think
That's the spirit, Birdman. You can do it, Alec.
Oh, that's
Well-
Yeah, maybe gives you a
I
little
thought
cheer.
Frisk was doing a very sarcastic.
No.
if he touches the gargoyle without activating.
Favor raises a hand.
Yes, favor.
Yes, I could see if the gargoyle is magic, because the four in here did have faint errors of transmutation magic. I could
Do it! From a distance.
She kind of gets up, she stands on the balcony, she's like, oh, that's very deep. She kind of closes her eyes shimmer gold for a moment. She's like, okay, the walls have traces of evocation magic, but the gargoyle isn't. It is just a statue. It's probably mechanical. I don't think it's actually a creature.
So it's potentially just the mouth that
I'm going
we
to
have
look at
to
any
deal
articulation points on his hand. If it looks like it opens.
Perception check.
15.
Yeah, you reckon actually it looks like there are these very faint join lines. It looks like it might open.
It seems like the lever is going to make the hand open, and I will take whatever's inside and bring it back as fast as possible.
Okay.
Oh, wait! Okay.
Okay. Kalar pulls the lever down as you're flapping by the statue looking at this articulated joint. The hand opens and revealing a large ruby gemstone in it. However, at the exact same time, not giving you really enough time to react to the gemstone, the faces on the wall begin just billowing gale force winds like across the room. You need to give me a strength saving throw right now.
Oh, goody, it's a -1. 13.
Okay, can I borrow some d6?
Oh, shit.
5 will do.
4, 5.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt. This is why I don't hit you with traps. So that is going to be... How many hit points are you on, Chris?
56.
How many?
56.
56. Well, you're going to take... That is 23, as these gale force winds throw you against one of the walls. Like, it's so strong, it batters you against the floor and then throws you to the ground. You take, like, basically 60 feet worth of falling damage. As these winds just slam you into the ground. And whilst the wind, you can't fly up while the winds are there.
Didn't see that coming!
Push the lever back up.
Wind stop.
And the gem.
Yeah, hand.
Sorry.
Did the winds not blow the ruby off?
No.
That really hurt.
Soz.
Oh, it didn't.
You alright?
Yeah. I'm quite battered, but.
Can we do it again?
No!
No, don't do it again while he's down there.
We need to.
I mean, now you can fly as normally, while there's no winds.
So there's holes right either side of the gargoyle then.
Whole wall. All the way down, all the way up and down. The whole wall.
There's no,
it's
like,
120
gaps.
feet on each side. Nope. There's like small gaps, but the wind being blown out was kind of like cone shaped, so it's kind of all covering. It basically created like a maelstrom of wind inside the room.
How do we stop the wind?
Where the balcony is, does the wind affect the person on the balcony?
Yes, if you're on the balcony, but if you're there and you're holding the thing, you can pretty much like keep yourself placed. It's a creature flying, it's going to get knocked around. You suspect you can try and like move through the room, jump to platform, but it would be hard work. You'd have disadvantage on any athletics checks to jump from platform to platform.
What if I use Mage Hand to pick it from?
What range does Mage Hand have?
Let's have a look.
Because you reckon that, yeah, you can probably do it. Like it wouldn't be affected. It might get blown around, but then once it's out of the hand, you can just turn the wind off and then whoop. It depends on
we
the
need
range.
to get it out of the hand, don't we?
Athletics, you say?
Well, that's what jumping is. So jumping across platforms and climbing and stuff like that is all athletics.
Thea, you have a bow.
No, I don't. Yes, I do.
Oh.
Do I?
I've got
Yes, I
it.
do.
You could stand in the doorway.
30 feet.
I
So
have
you need to be within
a
30
grappling
feet. It's
hook.
120 feet long.
I have a grappling hook.
Right.
How many
I could
platforms?
potentially
Where's the
make
map?
that.
Excuse me.
I'm trying to work out a way of doing
Where's the
it.
map?
Where,
Who's got the little map of the
Oh,
room?
me.
I can't remember how many platforms there are.
what do Dust of
1, 2, 3,
Question.
4. Yeah, so 4 platforms and then a 5th jump to the final
What does
balcony.
Dust of Disappearance do?
Dust of Disappearance, I believe, my DMG is in the other room, I believe a creature coated in it is invisible.
Okay.
Or it hides your tracks, it's one of the two.
Okay,
not
looks
use-
like this
not
is a
useful.
job for me.
I have a grappling hook. If I can attach it somehow to the other side, then it might help someone get back.
Or across.
And you're really strong.
My suggestion was
I
to
don't know.
simply
Grappling hook.
be in the doorway, so you're at a safe distance, then fire a bow at the ruby. Fire an arrow even. Don't fire the bow, that would be useless.
At the ruby.
Yes.
Can I start
Once you
making my
activate the
way
lever,
across?
just bing.
Yeah, so give me an athletics check. While the winds aren't there, you can just make athletics checks as normal.
Because, like, yeah, my, I guess, Kubazan would be like, let's do it!
Yeah, you've got the floor there, you know that it's like take risks and stuff like that. So you just make an athletics check with a new strength bonus.
Can I give her
15.
the...
She's gone. She's just like, as you're like
I'm
holding
kinda
up this
sizing it
thing,
up.
Kayla's like, "Boom." What'd you get? 15?
15.
You easily soar across the first 15 feet. You kind of have to do running jumps, but you can definitely make it across.
Okay, in which case I'll shout to her, and I can shoot the grappling hook
You can.
from my crossbow. So I will...
Yes.
Shoot her.
I'm not going to shoot. No, it was just more in the...
I'm checking the
across-
range of a hand crossbow.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Because they have disadvantage at a certain range. And crossbow. So it's after anything after 30 feet, you're at disadvantage.
Give it a shot. Just to fire it across to her general area so she can catch it. And
13.
13.
Next jump.
You need to give me a dexterity saving throw. You
Can
basically
I
against the lip, and you're
use-
scrabbling on this wooden platform to grab it. It's not danger sense because it's something you can see.
I'm gonna start flying my way towards her.
Okay, so you start dashing away.
Dex
over.
saving throw.
Yes.
It rolls way
It's so close to that 20. You like go to grab, like, and you slip down and you start falling.
I start swooping.
What's your speed?
Flying at 60 feet, isn't it?
60 feet. You just catch Kayla before she hits the
The
ground. Give me a strength check.
Cool, my favorite. 11.
You don't. You're trying to lift her up, but you're not used to this kind of heavy work with your wings. Like trying to fly her back up is really hard.
can I throw a rope down to them?
Yes, with that, the two of them can easily make their way up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I, being super dexterous and stuff, nip across the platforms to the...
You can make an acrobatics check instead, I will say.
Are we all coming over? Oh, nice.
27.
Easily enough. You kind of take a long running
Hope
leap.
so. I want to give Kayla... So is she back on that platform? Oh, she's back
Why
there.
am I back?
Because, well, Fia let down a rope and she would have had to have done it from the balcony. I don't forget things. I do though. I do actually quite a lot.
What do you want?
You're
I don't
like
know.
now 15 feet across on this kind of platform. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. Like it's like being on a ship's deck. Like it's bobbing a bit, but it's not like wobbly.
Okay.
And when the wind was activated, did they all move
No,
with
The
the wind?
platforms didn't.
platforms didn't move. No.
They
The
weren't
wind
affected
came
by
from
the wind.
everywhere.
Nope. Wind kind of goes all around them. It makes it hard to jump in between them.
Platforms stay, everything else does not.
And me being on the gargoyle platform at the very end, I was blasted around.
Even you were hovering in front of it, basically, like it. But yeah, there is still wind all around the gargoyle platform as well.
Just not the actual ruby itself.
Yes.
What if I activate the lever, and now because I didn't do it because I was bored, you grab the ruby straight away while being on the platform, so you don't get thrown around like a chicken,
While on the
and then I
platform.
turn it off straight away.
What about your robot fella?
Rusty,
Well, yeah, he's pretty big and
how do
strong.
we
He
get
No,
him?
but I'll turn it off straight away as soon as you grab it.
I'm gonna get thrown again.
Couldn't
Not if
he,
you're
couldn't he
stood on
just
the platform.
climb his
No,
way?
no,
I mean,
he
he's
did.
not going
He
to
was
get
on a platform
that
and
damaged
still-
by spikes. Could he not
Yeah, but
walk his way through, climb up, pick it up, and come back?
Or just down?
Yeah.
How far down is it?
60 feet.
Could he climb down?
You try.
I'm gonna, right, Rusty,
Um,
careful with the spike traps.
What is his strength?
It is
Same as a polar
Sam
bear.
in the room.
You don't have your stats for Rusty, do you? No. I believe it's 19. So I'm going to make it a 19. He climbs down
Actually, no,
without
I
much
have.
difficulty.
Hang on. No, I don't. I've not got Laura.
climbs his way down using these kind of screaming faces as little handholds. Walks across the spiked floor. Like, it's not too spiky. He kind of maneuvers his way around it.
His strength is 20.
20, okay, so it's an extra +1. In terms of his climb back up. With the handholds, he climbs up onto the gargoyle platform.
Good job, Rusty.
Stands there.
Okay. Right.
Maybe get him to hold on to the thing first.
Grip the gargoyle around the waist with one arm.
Can I jump back?
And
You can make an acrobatics check to
away.
go back,
as
yes?
soon as Kayla... Yeah.
Same one.
Easy.
As soon as Kayla pulls the lever, you see the ruby. You're going to grab it and hold on. And then get into table formation.
What? Table formation.
So he just bends over and clutches the ruby underneath him.
Just holds on.
And then you'll turn it off immediately. As soon as you got the ruby,
Rusty's
Come back, Alec. So Alec's gonna come back to me.
gonna
He
fly
flies
to this.
back. Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
It is Rusty.
Starts getting blown around. He goes to try and reach the ruby, but he also has to make a strength saving throw, which is pretty high. Natural 1.
Fucking hell.
He grabs the ruby.
How fast can I
He's on
turn
1
off the
HP,
lever?
isn't
Yeah, he's on 180.
he? And you hear. And you just see this crumpled form.
The repair work's gonna be unbelievable.
He does have the ruby in his kind of mangled hands.
I was going to object
He has
to
it.
sending the robot.
Yeah, well,
gonna turn it
good
off.
show and all that.
But I have nothing here to repair him with.
Also, Rusty weighs a lot. And he's now 60 foot down in a pit.
I'll come back for him. Yes, that's what I'll do. Right, well, use your grappling hook to get the ruby.
Why don't you just
Yeah,
fly
fly
down and
down.
get it?
I don't want to look at him up close. Fine.
Just do it!
Would you like your glass?
I was trying to work something out with the grappling
How do you
hook so that he
this?
didn't do that.
Alex,
Nah.
you fly over. You kind of have
One
to
HP
pry
anyway.
it out of like Rusty's grip because he's still holding onto
Cold
it.
dead
but
hand.
Create such a
Basically,
firm
yes.
grip for him.
Is the light, the little glowing light in his eyes, is all gone. He's basically on 0. And you fly back up with this ruby. It's probably about fit in the palm of your hand. It's almost cut to almost be one half of it is completely round like an eyeball.
This goes in the socket on the door.
Yes.
We need to find the other one. I'll just stroke Rusty's face.
Cold metal.
Could I climb down and like drag him back and up?
You can try. I mean, you are super strong currently with Kubazan.
So why can't you fix him?
Well, it'll
Takes
take me a
a
long
while.
time,
Okay.
but I can.
He can, as long as he's got the corpse.
It'll take
He
me at
can
least
fix
8
it,
hours
right?
of consistent work. And also all these spike pick holes and it's really bad.
It's up to you. Do you want to climb down? You can try and hoist him up.
It's not worth the time.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you able to make more?
In time, yes.
Rusty Mark
But
2.
what do I do with such power? Creating sentience.
Okay.
Must be careful.
Right.
Responsible.
I'm gonna just take the ruby. And can we go to one of the other corridors, please?
Which one would you like to go to?
Okay.
So you get the ruby. You've got that. Are you just keeping it on you?
Yeah, I'm not putting
Okay.
it in.
So you can make your way down the stairs. You have this corridor leading off, and then this one leading off. This one
So that
goes
one
down
went
and
right
turns to the
corridor.
right. This one goes straight down, and then both.
That goes to the...
Both you get the sense lead to another door.
I will go to the one nearest. Yeah, that one.
This one. So you go to that one. You look down. Stone corridor for about 15 feet. Turns to the right. Are you walking down it?
I already used to find traps, didn't I?
And everything is a trap.
Yep.
Can I walk down it a bit
Cautiously.
cautious?
Kayla, are you really taking the
Are
ruby
you
down
doing
there?
it stealthy, or are you doing it just like keeping an eye out for stuff?
Well, because she's got like
Making-
danger sense.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you as long as you don't see it, you're kind of, that's always on though. You don't need to do it. You make your way down, and you can see as you head down that way, the passage is blocked, not by a door, but by a huge stone block, as if like literally a block of stone has been wedged into the thing. Printed on the side of the block you're looking at is a gaunt man in a hooded cloak with stars where his face should be, and his thin left hand is raised, palm facing outwards like this. And he's like, it's like a painting with stars for face.
A painting.
Yeah. Stars for face, hooded cloak, and he's doing this.
How many stars are on his face?
4.
And is there anything on his hand?
No.
Okay.
Kayla, before we engage with this painted man, should we put the ruby in the eye socket before you die?
That does seem quite a logical idea. More not in case you die, but just if we lose it, perhaps we'd be stuck in here forever.
Call it a checkpoint.
Favor.
Takes it and then makes her way up to the door, and she's just like, okay.
That's it. Smooth side first.
Fia, my love, could you do me a favor?
Depends what it is.
Can you go through the other door and tell me what you see?
Sure.
Be careful!
What's down the other corridor?
Felicia's looking at you, like, what are you doing? Like, follows you behind you. You go down the corridor, it's about 15 foot down. There is another stone door with these handles.
With the same handles as on these ones? So like the...
Just opens up. It's like a demon face. You hook your hand underneath it and you pull it out.
Can I listen?
Yeah, you can. Give me a perception
Fia's
check.
gone to that one.
Oh, you're going to this one?
No, I'm in that one. Fia's gone to that one.
18.
18. You hear silence.
I just want to know if you can see another side of the block.
No, there's a door.
Yeah, this
Just the door.
only goes like about here.
Okay.
That corridor goes 15 foot straight down.
Would I recognize said man or his symbology?
You don't actually know. You're not sure who this figure is or what it might represent.
Can I
It's
ask
quite-
my...
Yeah, can I ask
The spirits don't know either, actually. Yours, Oberlacker, is just like, very strange. No, I don't recognise this figure. A lot of what this lich has done, he's taken images, things that he's seen in other worlds, places far beyond Toril, different planes of existence. For all we know, this could be some villain of some realm that he's from, or perhaps a god. I'm not sure. He's brought many strange secrets with him, this lich.
Okay, loud, there's another door. It's got the same handles.
Open it!
I'll open the door.
You open that door and it leads into a room which is maybe like 90 feet deep and about 90 feet wide, but in a cross shape. And you can see in the very center of the room there is a stone sarcophagus, but around it, surrounding the room, creating these 10-foot wide channels, where they aren't, is 40 terracotta clay warriors, or Chaldean warriors with shields and curved swords, all kind of stood in a battle-ready formation. Their actual hands are on swords in their sheaths with these shields ready. And there's 40 of them, and they're all stood in formations around this room. And there's these narrow 10-foot channels that lead to the stone sarcophagus. Along these 10-foot channels that you can walk, there is broken pottery all amongst it.
Fia!
I'm in the back way. There's a lot of things.
So you don't go in the room, you just opened it, looked, and then gone.
Just like, nope.
You've noped out of there.
Any blocks, Fia?
There's like 40 big pottery people. Army.
Okay.
Pot army. No,
Hot army.
pottery army.
Okay.
Am I in this room with
weapons.
Cromsby?
Yes. I'm assuming that anybody, like only Fia and Kayla, have checked out the other rooms.
Podgy. Looking at that face with the ruby in one eye and the way. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? It's like you're dead to backseat.
Do I hear this?
You're in the other corridor by the painted thing.
Isn't that funny?
We have the other one.
It is quite amusing, actually, yes. What a coincidence.
You could just put the other one.
Yeah, can I have my sock back?
Oh, yes.
Thank you very
Stink
much.
up my vials.
Take your boot off. Stop putting your sock on.
Is there any, like, loose masonry or stones on the floor?
Around, yeah, you can probably find something like
Can
a
I
little
chuck it
loose
into the
stone.
pit?
Oh god.
See if
Into
I
the pit?
If I hear anything.
Yeah, you pick up stone.
Fucking-
and then you hear metal chains like just an echo erupts.
What have you done?
I don't know. I just want to see how deep it was.
Oh. Ah.
That's not good.
This is like in Lord of the Rings when he drops something over the edge.
Get us all killed.
Yeah. Did Flisk see what was in that room as well? 'Cause he was
Fliss
following
did
me.
see what was in the room with you as well.
Okay, Lara, I'm saying no to that room. The room scares me.
Okay, come back to me then.
I agree.
He agrees. See? Not the same.
Favor, Alec, Crumsby, you hear another.
Something's happening in the pit of
Why?
the main room.
Why?
Who did something and why was it Cromsby?
Holy wail, like that of a dying child, like baby scream, just echoes like this horrifying wail. Everybody, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. 21.
19.
Natural 20.
You can't fuck
pretty
us,
good.
baby
9.
cry.
9. Oh, that you didn't like that, Crumsby. There was something about it, something really unnerving, something at the core of you that just gave you the chills.
Oh god, is this a... Would I think back to when the last episode we were talking about the thing that was the fetus? You used the A word. What was the A word?
An atrophal.
That.
You don't know.
Would that sound like an atrophal? Is that an atrophal?
You don't know what an
You were the
atrophal
only
is something
one who
you've
got
never
that,
really heard. Like it's
right?
a really ancient thing that.
But it
you know,
sounded like
it's like almost like myth. It's like real. You know, you're literally talking about like a stillborn god. Like it's not really something that's ever been encountered.
But it did sound like a large baby whale.
It sounded like it sounded like a terrifying
baby.
scream of
So
a dying
piecing
child.
that together.
It might be. There's a high chance.
Is that thing being pulled up to us? Because I really don't want to move it right now.
Why did you do it?
I just
You
wanted
don't
to see
actually
how,
see any chains. There's no chains going in and
I just
out of
wanted
the
to see
pit.
how deep
It's
it
just
was.
like you can just hear this kind
You
of
are
grinding
Such
cog.
an idiot. Just the biggest idiot.
Perhaps we should make a move on acquiring another eye, so we're not in this room. Perhaps.
Okay, Lara,
Is there anything I can do? I feel my few spells
Yes.
left.
Come with me.
Go to the painted man.
Come with me.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Look at this guy. Who is he?
I don't know.
Okay, detect magic now.
Yes. Okay. I've got a few spell slots left. The block itself there's faint traces of magic, but it's very much the case of most things in here. I suspect it's more mechanical. This is likely some sort of sensor. As far as I can tell, we need to do something to make it open.
Alec?
Alec!
Yes, I'm coming. I float in. What?
Look at this. It's mechanical.
No, it's not.
Well, I imagine that there are mechanical elements to it.
Tell me about it.
Look
Tell me
around
about
and see.
It's just a block of stone with a painted figure with its left hand raised, palm up, with stars for a face.
I'm going to turn to favor.
Do you do that?
Yes.
The stone block rises into the ceiling, revealing a corridor leading further in.
And you called me stupid.
You're still quite stupid.
Did you
let's
even
be
reach?
honest. Yeah, could he even reach?
I waved it.
As the stone block rotates up, you notice that the corridor continues on further a little bit and then swings again to
Was it really that?
this way.
Just a hand? What if it wasn't a real hand? What if it was my kind of hand?
So we went straight
have real-
and then turned
I know.
right, and then there was the
Non-human.
And then
block.
it goes, and then it goes again, and then it comes up. So which way would that be? That'd be your left again.
Okay, and what is there?
Are you carrying on down the corridor?
Yes.
Are we all?
Is everyone going? Everyone goes? Okay, right, everyone follows. You led now into a large open room. A wide open space with plain walls, plain ancient stone walls, and only two features. In the very center of this perhaps maybe 60-foot wide room is a stone square upon which rests two things. A pair of winged boots and a ruby very similar to the eye that you previously had. On the far wall, opposite where you came in, is one of those giant screaming devil faces. Its mouth is just this open black void, and it's just staring at you.
Has it got depth to it? The mouth?
Are you going up to investigate it?
No.
They usually do.
If you're looking at it, it's just blackness. You can just
So
see
far,
blackness.
every single one we've encountered has had a big gaping hole that stuff has come out of.
Okay. Boots with wings. Ruby. It's too easy to grab, so something's going to stop us from
Does it
grabbing
look-
that.
Crosby, don't touch it!
I wasn't going to touch it.
Nobody touch a thing.
Flisk!
Does the
Are you serious? I am an experienced treasure hunter. You don't think that I look at this and immediately get suspicious?
Maybe
is
this is...
this so? There's a stone platform with those on it in the middle.
Yeah, it's like a little stone cube.
Does the wall look like it's separate from the floor? Like the floor will just plummet?
Give me an investigation check.
Maybe that's why...
Flisk is also starting to investigate around.
Natural 20.
What are you
8,
investigating?
18.
If the floor will drop away.
So you heard Katie's idea and thought you just rolled for it, did you? Did you?
18.
18. The two of you,
Oh, investigate the face then!
the two of you investigate it. Nope, it looks pretty solid. The room appears to be made. It's actually, one thing you notice is there is no seam at all. It's the floor and walls have been carved from the same stone.
Even the corridor into the room.
Corridor into the room has no seam. It's like
Ceilings.
one physical block.
Carved out thing.
Flisk, who has been investigating the cube, well, I'm pretty sure that when we take these things, something will happen. I don't know what. There is definitely some sort of pressure system. There's a very faint seam along here that is weighted.
No shit, Sherlock.
Along
Why the
the
snazzy shoes?
on the.
No!
They do look pretty
Bad!
I really want the shoes.
good. They look pretty great.
Not yet!
They look really good.
Why
But
would it-
can
I
we
mean, I've
have
heard
all
of
for
winged
fuck's
boots
sake,
before. Those
all
things are
of
worth thousands of gold.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Looking
yeah.
at this
Adventurers love those.
from a like a metaphorical level, it's almost like it wants us to fly, or we need to fly in order
What's
to...
up? Do we see anything above
You
us?
look up. Stone.
Is it steamy?
How high?
All of you. Wisdom saving throws.
Is it the whale again?
Oh, natural 1.
No.
17.
17.
11.
11. I'll roll with Flisk. Kayla?
6.
Anybody who got below a 12,
Hi.
you think you can hear whispering coming from that mouth, the demon mouth.
You heard that right?
Yes.
It's like almost like a
What?
in Abyssal.
He said soft tomato.
Abyssal, Favor actually passed, so she didn't hear it. Abyssal, it roughly translates. What's being said is the darkness comes for you.
Is this quite a light room?
Yeah,
Bright.
I'd say so. You don't know where the light's coming from. It's magical in nature.
So...
The room is just ambiently lit.
I heard nothing. What?
Is saying the darkness comes for you?
Pleasant. Can we go home now?
Yes, please. Bollocks to the treasure.
What do we do? I mean, we need that eye, right? Unless was there another eye in the Claymen room?
I didn't. There was a
The
sarcophagus.
darkness is going to come from that mouth.
Yeah.
Bollocks with the boots.
So do we stand on either side of it and then knock them off and then
Potentially.
trap?
Or it might just engulf the room.
Is there,
I feel like it's going to engulf the entire
Does
room.
anyone have an ability to see in complete darkness?
is there...
Yes.
Yes.
All of us.
Is-
Dark vision.
Yes, I can see the darkness.
It's like magical darkness.
Well, magical darkness, I could dispel it.
Okay, that's a start.
Is there a door, like where we just came into the room? Is there,
There is not a door.
or like a kind of, you know,
There is an opening, like a door frame, but there is no door.
there's nothing that can like drop.
No.
Can I go back to where the block was? Can I look?
Block is set up into the ceiling.
It's set up into the ceiling. Is there anything down?
Nope.
Or like left or right or anything? Legend of Zelda pushing it, you know? No. Okay.
Give me your sock.
Again?
Yes.
All
Don't
right,
do
here
it
you go.
again until we have a plan.
Okay.
Don't just do it. Don't. Do not.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Put it into a ball.
No. No.
Wait.
Bad bird.
What are you thinking?
Maybe we
Alec?
could guess the weight of the ruby and switch it for the sock, which matches the weight.
Why would weight be a thing?
How heavy do you think my bloody socks are?
Put some sand in it. Frisky boy over here says that it's a pressure plate. Ergo some.
True.
Okay, Let's give me.
It's a bit of a tired technique, but yeah, it would work, I imagine.
It's a nation, it's civilization.
Oh, that's true.
Wait. What else do we have? Do we have anything that?
Give me a bag of coins.
No!
You felt the weight. You took the ruby. I took the ruby.
How much did the ruby weigh? I've never touched the
Make an
ruby.
intelligence check to see if you can weigh up how much the ruby would
I
be.
do this.
I'm trying to remember.
Can I do that as well?
Yep, intelligence check.
17.
17. You think you've got a pretty good idea
I
of how
think
much
I
it
have
would
a
weigh. You're
pretty
kind of
good-
analytical, intelligent mind.
Yes, roughly
Maybe about
How
like,
many are we talking?
in terms of the ruby.
1 kilogram.
No, it's heavier than that. I'm trying to
2
think.
kilograms.
What's like a bag of sugar weigh?
1 kilogram.
1 kilogram.
Is it a kilogram? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like 1.5 kilograms.
I've been making jam recently.
Okay, so you maybe
I've
like
been making
1.5
jam
kilograms.
recently.
Burnt hands.
This much.
So like a good, like what? Like gold's pretty heavy, so 25, 30 goldish,
Put that in my hand.
maybe 50.
Sorry,
And maybe
sand?
in a little
There's no sand, no, it's all stone.
pouch.
Alright. Put it in the sock.
Ah, God.
Yeah, it reeks.
Have you ever washed? Ever?
I've been busy.
Also-
I've been traveling.
Why do humans wear things like this?
Oh, keep your feet warm.
Really?
Yes.
Little birdmen feet just tapping around. So you fill the sock up with about 50-ish gold.
Now we need someone fleet and dexterous.
Flisk saunters up.
I put it in Fia's hands.
Fine. See if I care.
I'm gonna stand near the door.
Can I?
What, the stone block? There is, well, or the stone way, like, there is no door apart from the block that lifted up.
The opening.
The
Just like
opening.
where we came in.
Where you came from, where you turned the corner. Okay. Flisk
Are you
is like
standing at the
lying around.
painting bit?
Like just before, but on your side. So I'm like,
You're in the room, but you're in the
No.
doorway.
She's in the corridor,
corridor.
leading into the room,
Right.
but after the
So
stone
I
block.
want
Right,
to.
right.
What I want to do
Mm-hmm.
is give Kalar the end of a piece of rope,
Mm-hmm.
and tie a rope around myself.
Are you thinking that you will be sucked in or something like that?
I'm thinking that I might lose my way
Okay.
because of darkness.
Okay.
hey, Fia, I mean, it's not the time for some bondage.
No,
I'm
okay,
totally
yeah,
up for
no,
it later.
I know, but please,
I got
I
a
just
silk
want to
rope,
live
you
through
know.
this, please.
Get
just,
on with it.
please. So
You want
I-
to join in, Flisk?
Nah.
I'm gonna soak in the geometry and distance of all the things in this room, like the
Okay.
how far this stone wall is from me, how far that is, how far the door is.
Analysing it all. Okay.
Like if I did
So
10
you're in the
paces out.
corridor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving her the other end of my rope,
Okay.
my lifeline,
Give it a
quick.
and I'm gonna go up.
Quicker than light,
Yeah, I know.
which is impossible, by the way. I gave you a ridiculous challenge. It's impossible.
Doesn't even understand.
You can try the old switcheroo. Okay. You don't even need to make a check because as soon as you take the gemstone, the cube disappears. The boots hit the ground, and you just hear from behind you.
The stone doorway.
The
painting block,
stone
like
is
that.
there. When you go back to check the block has fallen in place, forming a perfect tight seal around the entrance. This time, the man looks to be in anguish. He's like, you can see the stars over his eyes, but his face is kind of grimaced. And he's holding up a arm, this time his right arm, but it is cut off at the elbow.
shit.
I should have stayed on.
Cut off your arm and hold it up.
Bugger off!
Can I start tapping
Get
it?
your wig
or
off.
like putting my hand on it?
Big stone block. Tap, tap, tap.
Nothing.
It seems
What was
like
it you
we've-
did before you waved?
Yes.
So the ruby's there. There's nothing.
Ruby in the wing boots, yeah, you've got the ruby.
He's still got Starface.
Yeah.
You touched your hand to open it. We've cut off our exit.
But-
Cut off.
Yeah, you take the boots, yeah.
The only way out.
I'm not cutting my arm off.
No, I'm just saying, it's a symbolic of us
There's
cutting
gotta-
I see. Oh, yeah.
There's got to be another way out, right? I mean,
through the mouth.
it looks at the mouth. After you!
Okay.
I'm gonna take the coins back and put them in my pocket.
Okay, yeah, 50 gold now as well. It's in a sock, a stinky sock.
I want
Money,
this sock
money.
and all.
You can do a sleight of hand to like pour the coins out of the sock.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not even gonna hide it. I'm just gonna
It's
put,
like-
I'm just gonna pour it into,
into
my
your pouch, and then you give the sock back.
I was just payment for doing that. That's fine.
And I'll walk up to the hole.
Okay, you hear this whispering.
So was that 50? 50 gold. Really important. 50.
You can see there is just this void in the mouth. It's just like this blackness. Even if you like hold lights, like it doesn't reflect light. You move around it. There's no. It's matte. It's perfectly pitch black matte.
Your saying is telling me that darkness comes.
Yeah. I'm still
What if we come for it? And I go in.
Oh my god! No!
Oh, no!
Do you actually put your own in?
Yeah? I mean, I said I did.
Character death number 2.
How did your character?
Oh,
Alec's headless body collapses.
Oh
my god! What?
that's what I did.
What the fuck, Chris?
I was gonna put my sock in there.
I can't believe you've been through 2 characters.
Favourite screams. Flisk is like, shit. As this headless body just boomp. It's like,
Oh my God.
The head has been. It's like the head has been vaporized.
Get out of the
As soon as,
Leave her.
as soon as your like top half of your brain, it just and just destroyed it, obliterated.
Rusty and Alec in one.
What the fuck?
At least you didn't need to come back from Rusty.
I can't
Might
believe
be
you died
favourite.
twice.
Yes, I don't have the
Awfulest.
character sheet. She is an 8th level wizard, so if you look up that, and she's got like a bunch of different spells. Or you can. We'll figure it out, but you can play whichever one you prefer. Probably Flisk would probably make the most sense actually, because
Flisk is more my.
it's also not favourite voice.
Why do your pets keep
It's
dying?
happened. It just this feathered like. You may all make Arcana or History checks.
Yes, he's
I think
dead.
he's dead, yeah.
Insta death.
Can I do a medicine check?
You can, yes.
What
His
character
head
is that?
has been destroyed. Arcana or History?
Arcana.
19.
20.
Okay.
20.
20. As you kind of see the effects now of what has happened,
You probably shouldn't.
there is literally only one explanation for what's happened. The darkness within the Screaming Devil's face is an artifact, a magical relic of utter evil called the Sphere of Annihilation. Anything that touches the sphere is obliterated.
Pretty bad.
It can normally only be controlled by somebody who has something called the Amulet of the Sphere, and it can be moved around and put in place. But whoever doesn't have it, you can't make it move or anything.
I just poke his body with my foot.
Poke, poke, poke.
Revivify. Death curse can't.
As soon as you said that, I was like,
I can't believe that.
D&D, yo.
Nina's gonna be so fucking pissed off right now.
Hilarious.
I have a
episode.
cool idea for what we can do for next episode.
You had one.
We get Rusty's.
No, I've got a cool idea.
Okay, cool.
Can we have Frisky back? Can you be Martok? Actually, no, you cannot be Martok.
It's gonna be a dinosaur.
You'll
He
kill
walks
him.
into the back
Awakened dinosaur.
Oh my god.
I can think now. So, folks trapped in this room, what would you like to do?
Can I
don't know.
I have to deal
Drag his body
You drag
to the
it.
block
Blood slipping out.
and just try and I don't know.
There is no block, it disappeared.
Has he got anything good on him?
You had a few magic items actually, didn't you?
What, the block disappeared?
yes.
Yeah, the block disappeared. The boots and the gem.
No, the big
Oh,
block
the
with
big block.
7
Yeah, you drop it up to him.
Can I put the boots on?
Oh,
Yes.
can I have my character sheet so I can tell him?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I've got it, don't I? Where did I put it? Oh, it's on the floor.
Yeah, where it belongs.
Maybe
I will tell him
God.
what you have. There's a few gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
14 gold pieces.
Lovely.
There's things. He has a Dungeoneer's pack.
Yeah.
With crowbar, hammer, torches. He's got food and water. That could be important.
Right.
You can see that he has some sort of like a satchel which has got. I'll say he had 1 vial of acid and a
They
healing draft.
materialize.
We'll say that there is a vial of
Eric
acid
materialised
and-
them.
before he passed away,
Yeah.
and a healing draft in there. You also find he has well, first of all, his satchel bag seems endless. It is a bag of holding.
No.
That's why I can keep pulling out new
He
bars.
also had something on his head, a strange cap
His head's not there.
that appears to be. Oh no, the cap's destroyed. Yeah, no, you're right.
On her head.
It's destroyed. No, the cap of water breathing's gone.
What was it?
It was a cap of water breathing, so he could have breathed underwater.
Can I breathe through the void of darkness?
No, no.
I don't need this back.
No,
They're amazing.
Fucking
that was
idiot.
amazing. So you dragged the headless body
Don't tell me
up
that.
to the block.
I'm taking the healing drop as well.
I'm tweeting Nina now.
I'm taking
Can
the
she
Ember.
redraw Alec decapitated?
She was talking to me
Favourite
today about
vomiting.
death, actually. And
Like, and like just like what?
Maybe it's an illusion.
You had one episode.
Silly bugger.
A bloody good one. No, 2 episodes.
Fliss is like, all right, Birdman's dead. We gotta think of this. How do we get out? What did the pain?
Well, not that way.
Not that way. For sure, not that way. We figured that out. Thank you, Birdman. Rest in peace.
Hang on
We'll
a minute.
remember your sacrifice.
He wanted me to cut off my hand. What if we put his arm in there?
That's what
And then we show that to the painting block.
That's what I was trying
Yes!
to do. That's
Oh,
what-
no, you
that's-
did, you said you dragged his body there.
Okay, like, yeah.
And then you
I was-
chop.
I
Are
was
you gonna
gonna-
just hack his hand? Thunk.
Rest in peace. No, wait. I'm gonna be like, a moment's silence, please.
Thunk.
Jesus Christ.
Chops the arm
Nina
off.
says,
You hold it up
"Jesus
to
Christ."
the wall.
she's watching.
Oh,
And
shit.
it rides up into the
I open
ceiling.
the door.
Yay!
All it took was one character to die.
I guess he kind of helped.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
and
ready.
it leads back out into the main room.
Right.
What are my boots?
Your boots. Normally you have to take a short rest by the time. They are winged boots.
We ain't got no time for short rests.
You get an hour of flight, 60-foot flight speed.
Woo.
Ah, good. At least one of you can fly out.
Hey, natural
Natural
20.
20. Good.
Doesn't help you against the spear of annihilation, I'm afraid. You guys make your way out, and the black adamantine door awaits.
Well, looks like all he had to do was lend us a hand.
Hey.
I'm just waving it around.
He really needs to get ahead of the game.
He should really get a grip.
He died minutes ago. You guys are assholes.
We didn't know you
Shut
were
up,
gonna-
Fliss. No, hang on, that was mine. But yes, what would you like to do now?
Minutes. Minutes ago.
Hey,
As if
Crunchy.
Fliss is going to give me shit.
High five!
Okay, now I'm assuming Fliss. That was me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start scratching my back with it.
You keeping his severed arm?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I thought I was the bad guy.
Okay,
You're dead. Shut
so
up.
I'm Fliss.
Oh, right here. Okay.
what are you doing? You've got the gemstone.
I don't like eating
I'm
bird.
gonna give it to Kayla. I don't trust anything ever.
So who's taking the bag of holding?
have
Crosby
lots of
has it
things.
on him.
I think I'll be keeping this. You did take my gold, so.
That was payment.
Yes, well.
She says with these new like winged boots on her feet with
Yes, you
little
got these fancy
payment.
boots.
Also payment.
Can I take a look at this last terracotta warrior
room.
room?
Have you got the gem?
You have got
Yeah,
the gem.
we've got the
yeah.
gem.
Should we
Wait.
put-
We check the room. Maybe it can help us.
Okay.
Do
So
not want to go in that room.
you go.
I'm not going in it.
Okay, you don't go in it. So opening the door, you can see that it's basically about 45 feet to the middle of the room where there is a stone sarcophagus. There are 40 these terracotta warriors spread out amongst the room. It's in a cross-shaped pattern. There's broken pottery along the ground. In these channels that are created in the vacuum of the warriors, where warriors are not, there is pathway. The rest of the room is full of terracotta walls
And smashed bits on the
and
floor.
smashed pottery on the
Do I
floor.
recognize any of this, given my studies?
No, it's Chaltean. They look Chaltean, the warriors, like maybe modelled after Chaltean warriors.
Do I recognize the sarcophagus? Any writing?
There's no writing in the
symbols?
it's just stone sarcophagus.
Kubzan.
I'm looking at the socket and the terracotta warriors. Assuming we put the ruby in the hole, is it gonna unleash a terracotta army? at
No,
us?
because there are 2 doors between us and them.
It's still possible. I didn't
I
trust
mean, there's a
anything in
lot
there.
of them.
But if
And
it
then-
did, what could we even do to stop that?
know.
Realistically.
Nothing that could stop Alec's head being vaporized.
Don't put yourself together, come on.
Keep your head on straight.
Heads! It could have been any of us. Any of us could have put our head in there.
No one's that dumb.
I was going to say that. First rule of adventuring, don't shove your head into things.
Can I?
That's very true.
From the door.
I'm going to write a book.
If we make it out-
Decapitations.
No, about not sticking your head in spheres?
Yes, well, I don't think you'll get many pages out of it.
Perhaps a pamphlet. Can I chuck Alec's hand into the room?
No!
As soon as you do.
No, I'm on the other
I
side.
know you're on the other side. You chuck the thing in, the hand hits the floor, hitting some of the pottery, and it makes like a scuffling noise. At the sound of a noise, all of the warriors turn, unsheath their swords, look towards the door, and then put their things down and go back to a resting position.
Interesting.
Let's not go in there ever again and just do the ruby orb thing.
We
might
don't
be something
need
that
to
can help
disturb these
What
guys.
if we get 40 terracotta warriors
I
to
have
help us?
nice boots. I
think
don't
they're
want to
gonna
get them
help us?
dirty. Let's keep going.
You're super quiet. Go in.
No!
They were created by a Lich King. Let's not go in there.
As much as I don't like Mr. Flisk, he does make a good point that I don't think that Assessorate would really put anything in here apart from to tempt us. I mean, the boots and the gemstone were clearly there to make us take them.
So, what the spirit said earlier about putting in shortcuts and
The shortcut was just to get you down to the lower floor,
Which we
you
are
now
on.
in.
Okay, I'm just gonna sigh and be like, well, it would have been really cool to
Close the doors.
We can come back after we've destroyed the evil, horrible thing. On your own, though. I'm not coming back. You can come back.
I'm never coming back here ever
No,
again.
I agree.
We're going to stay in water deep where it's safe and warm. And there's not spheres that take your head off.
come here, and I'm just gonna like grab her and like smush her face into my tits,
Yeah, you basically motorboat her.
and I'm just like, shh.
I wonder if Alec tastes like chicken.
I'll be honest, I was thinking the same thing. You
If
know,
we-
I've been on many expeditions where, supplies get short and, sometimes when a man's down,
Cannibalism?
well,
It's not cannibalism; it's a different species.
Flisk is backing
That's
away.
true.
That's
Technically, a human is a different species to a dwarf.
Is that how Vinny lost his finger?
well,
Whatever.
it's a funny story. I'll tell you about it another time when we're back at the club.
Dougal, sorry. I sound Dougal. 9 fingers, lost his finger.
Double 9 figures.
But yes, he might be alright.
I-
Bit of seasoning.
Kayla's got it.
Do you have seasoning on you? Is that something
well,
you carry?
I don't know. Do I have seasoning in my Dungeoneer's pack?
No, just dry rations, I'm afraid. No,
Ah.
no salt and pepper.
If you are quite done,
Any herbs?
are we
Alec
ready
might
to
have had some of
face
his
death?
alchemist, actually.
Are we ready to face
Cooking
death?
with his
That's
own
a-
ingredients.
It's a big question.
Do people want to take a short rest to get some?
Are we hearing the chain noises anymore?
Take it.
They've been happening throughout this conversation.
You haven't heard them for a while.
He says that in a really weird way.
We're fucked.
You haven't heard them for a while.
You haven't heard them for a while.
You're an elf.
I'm a half elf.
You can meditate.
That's racist. Not half elf isn't the same as a full elf, Mr. Lascalar.
Do you need to sleep as much as we do?
Yeah.
No, technically, no.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
Yeah. Half elves still
No.
resting.
Yeah. I'm not Laura today.
All right. Useless.
Yeah, useless. Yeah.
An hour rest then, perhaps, or should we proceed?
I think
I mean, the dead aren't coming back any quicker, I suppose.
Dead.
Although their souls are probably being consumed.
They are.
Yes, that's a good point, actually,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna not say anything anymore. Gets a book out.
Let's just rest for an hour.
I would like a short rest.
You guys take a short rest.
Yes.
Guys, take a short rest. You attune to your boots.
D12.
Don't spend hit dice as you need.
D12.
Don't do
Is that
those.
12?
That is
Yeah.
D12, yes.
Ain't got shit. Good old characters of mine.
I can't believe.
I gotta have-
I can't believe that it was just
It was-
instant.
The thing for me is the part that a lot of you guys don't see in the audience don't see is when I'm like typing up the notes and I'm like writing the notes, like because this is from the module, all of this is from the new module, and I'm like copying it into my notes and I'm like, okay, Sphere of Annihilation in the mark face, just get the DMG out. Okay, so if anything touches it, it's obliterated. So okay, write that down. I'm sure nobody's going to touch it. Like they'll see the warning signs. Cute cut 2.
There wasn't even any time to go, no, don't do that, that's
It's
a
just-
terrible idea. It was just done.
Just nothing. Nothingness.
For,
Void.
for a creature that was intelligent enough to build a robot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart. Yeah, it was not that clever.
Alec, eh? He's dumb.
So,
Nina's
That
gonna
is a
draw you a
no-no.
stick figure for next week.
now I got an idea for next week.
He comes back as a zombie.
Dinosaur that barfs up.
No.
Barfs at zombies.
After your short rest is
That
done,
lays eggs of zombies.
Yes.
do you place the gemstone?
Is everybody ready?
Never, but oh well.
Sure.
While we're here, actually.
Yes, I suppose.
Let's go on. Get on with it.
Well, here's to 6 and to Alec.
As you place the gem, the doors do not open. Instead, you feel that same sensation of your body being lurched away from your current location. Your senses come to, and you are in a cramped 10 foot by 10 foot stone room. There is no clear exit. Frozen into one of the stone walls are 3 humanoid figures, their bones petrified and molded into the stone itself. Each skull has 2 green emeralds for eyes as they stare out. And they're actually kind of contorted strangely, almost as if they're bent over sort of underneath or kind of maybe being crushed by rocks from above. You're not quite sure, it's a bit confusing. You hear a skeletal voice. Did you honestly think I didn't know about that little backdoor trick? I'm impressed you found it and survived some of those 4th floor trials, with the exception of your little bird friend. But I'm afraid it was all in vain. Time has run out for you, little friends. And the room rotates. As the room fully completes, you hear a loud thunk. Pouring in from half a dozen holes in the ceiling, sand begins to pour down, covering the floor and slowly beginning to fill up. We've got 10 minutes. What do you guys do?
So the skulls have emerald eyes, right?
The skulls all have emerald eyes, yes.
Can I look around and see if there's any markings?
Well,
lines?
do you know what? You get what you're doing is an action. Because at this point, sand is like literally
Did we
pouring
all
in.
fall to the other side?
You kind of like, it kind of rotated slowly, so you kind of like scrambled along the walls
to
and like,
readjust, yeah.
you had time to readjust, yeah.
So at the top is the
There
doorway
is-
that we were just
It's about
coming
10
from?
feet high above you. There is no doorway.
There's none.
You literally were teleported into this
Oh, yeah,
10 foot by
first,
10
yeah,
foot cell.
okay, so no
You can
door.
see 6 holes, quite large, big, sand just pouring down. You reckon, Flisk and Fear, because you guys are probably at this point and Favour, the sand is filling at about 5 inches every few seconds, like every 6 seconds.
We need to think fast. Really fast.
So,
Are the holes emerald size?
no. Wider.
So there's 3 figures
3 figures,
with emerald eyes.
emerald eyes.
We need to stop time, or stop the passage of time, somehow.
It's like...
It's a big metaphor.
I can,
Hourglass.
Favour's like, I could try and plug them with some magic or something like that temporarily.
Yes.
Anything that will give us time.
No magic.
Nothing.
No magic, no magic's working.
Can I?
Just tries to conjure more spells. Nothing seems
Can
to
I
be working.
fly up and see
Nope.
if I can physically
You
fit-
can't fly.
How many holes are there?
6.
6.
And how many emeralds are there?
6.
6.
We need to plug the holes with the emeralds.
They're not big enough.
Ah, right.
It's too big.
Can we pull the emeralds out of the eye sockets?
You can try. Give me like a dex or strength check to try and pop one out. At this point, there's maybe 5 inches of sand. The ground is kind of hard to move around on. It's like quite quickly filling up.
That was a 4, so nope.
Or you're like, it's really wedged in. Give me a quick investigation check with advantage, though.
Ooh, okay.
Can I have a look at the skeletons and see if there's any...
Robed figures, you can now see that before what you thought was them being kind of like upturned or being crushed, they're actually being buried in the sand and their hands are kind of like holding up and things like that.
13.
13. There's something about these eyes, but you're not sure what it is. You can't pull them out because something's holding them in place maybe, or like there's something attached to them, you're not
Is
quite
there-
sure.
Anything else on the walls or on the floor?
You
there
start brushing away
Yeah.
some of the sand. Give me a perception or investigation check.
Natural 20.
As you're brushing it aside, you didn't notice it before because it had previously been the ceiling above you. There is a thin seam down the very middle of the room. down, like, we brush the
Okay.
sand aside, down the center there is a...
I point
thin
everyone
thing.
towards
So
that.
I'm gonna kind of draw this down here. So it's actually incredibly narrow. So you have to forgive all this stuff for the moment. So you've got like the skeletal figures here, and their seam is now running down the middle of the floor.
Almost as if the floor splits into two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to...
We need to open the floor. To activate the floor somehow.
Can I look up the walls and see if there's anything on the walls themselves?
Can
can't find
I,
enough dice.
before you do that, can I try and yank the emeralds out?
1, 2, 3.
For the rest of you.
Oh.
You want to try and yank the emeralds out. Strength check.
Just like pull them up.
Yep, strength check.
There's got to be a button or a lever or something. I'm going to look around for one of those things.
Okay, investigation check.
Yeah, I want to
21.
look on the walls.
Okay, 21. You pull it out. You hear something ever so slightly snap from behind the eye socket, and you can see that there was like a thin protrusion that was attached to the gemstone. It's like you've pulled it out of the socket, and you can see that this kind of socket was holding it in the eye, and there's like a thin sort of arm stuck behind it, like a little tube.
Can I push it? See if it.
Yeah, there's definitely some push to it, but it's kind of trying to push like a little tiny thin thing. Like there's definitely some push. You can kind of hear some sort of system. It's about 10 inches of the sand at this point.
Can you try and push all the eyes in? Or something?
Do you want to push
Do they
in
push?
all
Yeah,
6, or
push
you
in.
just push in 2 at? What do you want to do? How many do you want to push?
Try 2 and see what.
Okay. Which on different ones to the ones that the
Different
thing is just pulled
ones,
out. Yeah, you push 2, and you can push them in ever so slightly, but nothing happens.
All of us push now.
Yeah, if we all push.
Okay, you all push. The one that you pulled out is because there's not enough. Like really, you can't push it in the same way. There's not enough.
Put the gem in.
Can I jam it back in?
Okay, strength check. 15 inches of sand at this point.
19.
19. You hear it kind of like snap into place, and then you push. Also, 3 of you get together. You push the eyes, right? You push the eyes, and the wall with the skeletons. Who is pushing the eyes?
Me.
1, 2, 3. The 3 of you push it, and you feel the wall begin to rotate, and you kind of go to stumble through. Cromsby in favour, give me dexterity saving throws.
Oh, fuck
Natural
my
one.
life.
Cromsby goes to like jump through, but you stumble, like the sand is like causing you thing. Favour manages to slip through. The wall rotates and locks in place. You 3 are stood in like a 10-foot wide corridor, which seems to lead out. Cromsby, you're like, there's just bare wall there now, and you're like scrabbling.
We need to rotate it again to get him. Let's push
Okay.
all
Can
the
we do
gems
it again?
Okay.
Kayla, come on.
Favour, like Kalar seems to be stunned,
Kalar!
so Favour pushes it. This time, are you guys trying to step back?
Yeah, to allow it to
So you-
rotate.
No, we need to go in so that he can.
Okay.
Okay.
We need 6 hands.
So
to
1,
be
2,
in there.
3, and Favour. The 3 of you push it and rotate round.
Okay.
You see them kind of rotate round
Crosby,
again.
get
At this
on.
point, the sand is about 20 inches deep. You hear click and something fall. The sand begins to give way as the seam opens up into a hidden pit. All of you are by the edge, so give me dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Oh, God. I don't know what his dex is.
Add +4. No, it's with the saving throw, so +7.
21.
23.
15.
15. They've also got 15. The sand
2. 20.
pours down into a pit, and you begin to hear a grinding sound. There is a 6-inch lip around the edge of the room that you are just managing to balance on, all 4 of you. You look down and can see a pair of stone rollers with stone jagged teeth grinding anything that would have fallen inside.
Triple death, that
Now that you all know how it works, you push on the eyes and make sure Cromsby comes through. There's also no sand to trip him up this time. It locks in place, and you see this kind of stone corridor heading out in front of you.
I think he actually wants to kill us.
From the corridor, you can hear the wailing and the sound of chains locking in place. this kind of horrid, inhuman cry, like a banshee, but not. And as you begin making your way down, you look out and you can see what appears to be a large platform hovering over a bubbling pool of lava that coats the bottom of the room. Suspended in midair is a construction of black adamantine and crystal, within which there seem to be a swirling energy of souls, all feeding into what can only be described as a malformed, black but void-like, not really like the colour black, almost like an absence of light, burbling, boiling fetus, a kind of umbilical cord attached to this kind of device is pumping energy into it. And you can get the sense that whatever it is incredibly powerful and incredibly evil. And that is where we're going to finish today's Uncharted territory.
Do we see Alec's soul getting sucked into it?
Sure.
Just the
That's
one.
yours. That's yours. Yes. Huh?
Is it like the souls from Mortal Kombat the movie? Where you
Yeah,
see
like-
people, just transparent people.
Yeah, and Hades in Hercules and things like that. It's very much like that. Green, swirling energy.
So they're not just like
No.
shimmers of energy.
No, they are like, you can see like tormented, warped faces kind of swirling around in it as well. But there's probably millions. It's uncountable.
What was that word you used?
Atrophal. And that is where we're going to finish. Thank you very much for watching. Those of you who are on the D&D... Oh dear. Very good, Sam.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Sam, always quick on the ball. If you've been watching on the D&D Twitch, thank you very much for watching. This is where the stream is going to end. Don't forget you can watch it all on the VODs, and there's loads of awesome D&D content.
Yes.
We are going to read some donations out on the Yogscast Twitch, I believe.
Thanks for watching on
Thanks
Slash
for
D&D.
Thanks for watching /D&D.
There's only one left.
One more.
See you next Friday.
Bye.
And
And then Yogscast peeps, we're going to read some donos.
continue.
Oh, what an episode, eh? What an episode.
And a bit of everything, didn't it?
Bit of everything. Bit of everything.
Jesus.
Some jolly lols.
Some jolly
Bit of,
balls.
bit of dungeon traps. God, that was. I'll tell you what. That was a fucking close one for you, man. Like on that
was.
last bit. Yeah. So in the book, in the module, that grinding stone trap that's in there, it deals 24 d10 damage.
So basically, there's no
just-
survival. Like,
Because it is slightly for higher level, so I did bring damage down. I made it a level appropriate for you guys. It still would have dealt 90 points of damage. The only person who
would've
probably
taken
could have
three.
survived is Kayla if she's raging, because she would have taken half damage.
oh yeah.
That's,
That's
45
literally
still.
the only way she would have survived.
Yep.
Because she's got 89.
If you make it to the underneath the grinders, there's like a gate that stops you falling, and there is a button that turns it off underneath it.
That's
So
cruel.
mean.